All right, what's going on, everybody? You are watching Vikings Now by Chat Sports. My name is Patrick Seatman, and we're going to be diving into the latest Vikings trade rumors after the 3-4 start to the NFL season. I never thought that we would be talking about the Vikings being sellers at this point in the year, but that's the reality of the situation. When you're a bad football team and you are in cap space held next offseason, you might want to consider selling off some of the marquee players on your team. So, first off, what say you on this one? Should the Vikings be sellers at this year's NFL trade deadline? Give me a Y for yes. Give me an N for no. I'll make this the pinned comment on today's show. If you guys drop down in the comment section, let me know your thoughts. Should the Vikings be sellers at the deadline? All right, so we're talking about 5 players that, again, I think it's unlikely that the Vikings go full, fire sale mode here, but there are 5 guys I want to talk about, and number 1 being a pretty marquee name of this team, Jordan Addison. Now, listen, if the Vikings weren't in cap space hell and the season was going a lot better, I would be laughing at myself in terms of even considering the idea of trading Jordan Addison. But a lot has changed, and this is fully on the table. I love Jordan Addison. I think he was a great pick. But also the reality of the situation, the Vikings are in cap space hell because of this massive free agency that Kwesi had where he signed all these aging veterans for $200 million. Like, there's just no way you can pay Jordan Addison $30 million. Like, it's just not possible. Especially if the quarterback situation doesn't work out and you maybe have to go sign a veteran next year for big-time money. Like, you can't pay 2 wide receivers big-time bucks. And also, bad teams can't do that. And that's what the Vikings are right now. Like, if you're the Lions, if you're the Eagles, and you got Devontae Smith, A.J. Brown, Amon-Ra, J-Mo, like, yeah, you can pay those guys big-time money. Like, even the Bengals, like paying Jamar Chase, T. Higgins. Like, they would be a good team if Joe Burrow was there. But bad teams don't pay 2 wide receivers big-time money. That's just how you land in that little right below purgatory zone in the NFL. So I would hate to move off Addison. I think he's a tremendous football player, but you also need to reset this roster. You need to reset the books, and trading him could help you out there. If you could get a second-round pick for him, it would be tough for me to do it, but, just don't be shocked if that's like the bombshell crazy trade we get before the NFL trade deadline on November 4th. But number 2 here, TJ Hockenson. I want to quickly read you guys out some stats on TJ Hockenson, and also these are not good stats for Kevin O'Connell. So TJ Hockenson, when he's on the field this season, the Vikings run the ball 33% of the time. They pass the football 66% of the time. That is the biggest tell probably in the National Football League at the tight end position. Clearly they don't trust this guy run blocking, and it's just a tell that every time he's out there on the football field, they're throwing the football. And also, he's not a good catcher of the football anymore. That stat that's a terrible Kevin O'Connell stat, first off, but that's also a bad TJ Hockenson stat. And also, this is his contract over the next 2 seasons. $21.35 million in 26, $23 million in 2027 for the 25th best tight end in the National Football League. The freaking guy out of Syracuse last night in the 5th round, Gadsden, he looks better than TJ Hockenson. And I'm not messing around when I'm saying this. If you get a 7th-round pick for TJ Hockenson, you do that trade like that in a heartbeat just to move off that contract. Like, you would be able to save $12 million of that deal in 2027. You would have some dead cap, but it would be worth it just to kind of start to slowly reset the books, which that's also the reality. Like, the Vikings are going to need to do that. They have dug themselves such a hole with the boneheaded decisions they have made this offseason where I am willing to move off TJ Hockenson for a 7th. He's a cooked product. I think next year he's not even a starting tight end in the NFL. So might as well move off him now. Try to dupe some stupid team into sending you a 7th-round pick for him, and you take it. But number 3, Aaron Jones. Kind of similar to Hawk. I love Aaron Jones. He's a great locker room guy. He's got a great, lively personality about him, but it gets back to the point with Jones. Why the hell did you extend him? That was also, I should have probably talked about this in the show we did earlier, talking about the offseason. That was one of the worst moves they made as well. Why did you give him $10 million? Yes, I understand. He had 1,500 all-purpose yards the year before. But also, he's got a lengthy injury history. He's getting older. You had one of the best running back draft classes coming out this past season. You just traded for Jordan Mason, and you wanted to give, obviously Jordan Mason's getting paid, and you want to give, Aaron Jones that money. I just don't understand that. So if you could get a 7th-round pick for Aaron Jones just to move off his contract, I would do it 110%. But you guys let me know. Who is on the way out? Name a player the Vikings should trade. Drop that name down below in the comment section. You guys let me know your thoughts. For me, it's Hawk. I think you try to move him for a 7th-round pick, but again, it might honestly just end up being one of those 6th, 7th-round pick swaps, which is pretty unfortunate. You guys let me know. Name a player the Vikings should trade. All right, we'll dive into the rest of the trade candidates here, but quickly, I got to tell you guys about today's presenting sponsor, and that being PrizePicks. Now, you and I make decisions every day, but on PrizePicks, being right can get you paid. Don't miss any of the excitement this football season on PrizePicks, where it's good to be right. And if you guys download the PrizePicks app today, plug in that promo code CLNS. We'll hook you guys up with $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. It's promo code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. PrizePicks is a brand new feature called Stacks. I mean, you can pick up to the same player 3 times in the same lineup. So if you guys want to take more on Josh Allen's pass yards, rush yards, and touchdowns, now you can pick all of them in the same lineup only on PrizePicks. You guys can also follow other PrizePicks players directly on the app and copy their lineup in one click. Whether it's a friend, celebrity, or just someone whose picks you like, hit the follow button and check out every lineup they create in the new Feed tab on PrizePicks. So download the PrizePicks app today, plug in promo code CLNS, get hooked up with $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Promo code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Shout out to PrizePicks for sponsoring today's show. PrizePicks, it's good to be right. All right, let's move on here. Number 4 on the list for the Minnesota Vikings. We're going to go with Javon Hargrave. Now, this is, again, the same situation kind of with TJ Hockenson and Aaron Jones. You're just going to have to take what you can get for these guys. You're just going to have to move off their deals. Javon Hargrave, he has done absolutely nothing this year. I saw some wild stat. It was Hargrave and Allen, they combined for 13 pressures week 1. And I think since then they've combined for 15. So it's been that bad. And if you do trade Hargrave, you can save some money in 2026. Like, yeah, you would take on $6.5 million of dead cap, but you'd save $15 million. Like, that might be worth it. For a 7th-round pick, now would somebody want to take on that contract? You even might have to pay some of that money. But, man, I'd do that for a 7th-round pick in a heartbeat. It's just not worth it with them. And plus, like, you do have younger guys like Jalen Redmond, Levi Drake Rodriguez, Tiernan Ingram-Dawkins, even a guy like Elijah Williams. You want to get those guys more, snaps throughout the season. So if a team offers a 7th-round pick for Hargrave, similar to Hockenson, similar to Aaron Jones, sign me up. You got to reset the books. You got to reset this roster. Number 5 here. This one hurts. One of my favorite Vikings players over this past little stretch, Speedy Naylor. Now, if I had to put my money on one guy getting traded, my money would be on Speedy. And Speedy's a hell of a wide receiver, actually. Like, I think he's a very good wide receiver 3. And teams are going to be calling on Speedy. All these teams right now, especially if you're a contending team, you want to get that extra weapon. You want to get a freak athlete that could potentially take you over the top like Speedy is that. You could probably get a 6th-round pick for him. You spent a 6 on him a couple years ago, so that would be pretty equal value. Honestly, it would be a better ROI just since you used up his rookie contract there. And plus, you're not going to extend him this offseason. And also, you drafted Ty Felton for a reason. Listen, they only use Ty Felton as a gunner. I doubt they spent a 3rd-round pick on a gunner, so I'm assuming they're going to want to, eventually put Ty Felton as a real wide receiver 3 for this team. So I could see them trading Speedy Naylor. Listen, this video sucks. Like, I hate talking about trading away these guys. It's not fun. But, again, it's the reality of the situation in the NFL. So let me ask you guys this. Again, I'm in shock right now that I'm asking you guys this. Over under 6.5 wins for the Vikings this season. Give me an O for over. Give me a U for under. I'm still gonna go over. I got enough. I got enough faith in the coaching staff where they could at least scrap together 7 and 10. But I think the playoff chances are done. Yeah, I'd still go over on this. But you guys, let me know your thoughts. See you guys next time. Let's go Vikes.